This conference will now be recorded.
So in previous session, we were discussing about SAP implementation methodologies, and we will continue the same topic, and we will see the integration with other modules of SAP PS project system. So we'll cover today a major module the existing in as per the existing business processes, we understood how we can integrate with IM and PS, how we can integrate PS and MM. Okay, so in procurement, we are integrating with PS and MM. Whenever we are doing any actual posting, that time it is getting integrated with FI and CO. Okay, and when we are planning our revenue through quotation or sales order, it's a SD integration. And when we are proceeding with the actual revenue transactions, then we are getting the actual revenue and their FI posting and CO posting. So that is the place where my system is getting integrated. PS is getting integrated with FICO. And when we are planning the values, okay, that time also the controlling comes in the integration. But apart from these processes and integration, we are having some additional area where we need to understand the integration, like how we can integrate with PPM, how we can see the integration with CPM, commercial project management, and EPC. So my agenda is to explain these integration today. Okay. So I'll show you in the system some of processes, but some of places I'll just explain the concept how it used to work. Okay. Before starting, let me just show you here. The agenda is to explain uh, yes, process overview till now what we have covered and what is pending. We will discuss it first. Okay, then we'll go to understand ASAP methodology, waterfall, which we have already discussed in previous session. We'll continue with the activate methodology. Just we need to understand overview, okay, because we are having lots of different things also which we need to understand as a project manager, but as a functional consultant at initial level, what kind of questions we can get from the interviewer. So I'll try to cover that part. Then agile methodology. So your activate methodology is basically a subset of agile methodology. Agile is the main, and in activate we are using the same integration with the other SAP modules. So SAP, the integration with SAP PPM and CPM and EPC we'll see. So let us see exactly what we have covered yet and what is pending. Okay. So this is my process flow here. So we understood investment program. This program structure we understood, appropriation request. Okay, and we understood how we can create a project from template, existing project, and then simulation project. This is pending. Okay, this version concept is pending. Okay, so I'll keep writing here what is pending. So this is a version is pending. And here we understood everything here. EPC today we will discuss set project user status and everything we understood. Create detailed cost element, create detailed cost element planning in CO version that we understood. Copy cost to budget, we understood that portion. Okay, manual revenue planning CJ42, we understood that. Copy detailed cost plan from CO version to CO version 1, we understood that portion. Okay, and then we discussed the project scheduling. After project is scheduling, we understood how we can plan the material. Okay, and then we have created a purchase requisition, and then here in service planning we have created purchase requisition. Then we understood only the concept, the maintain request for the quotation comparison, because these are the part of only. That is a core transaction of material management. Here purchase order, we understood how we can create, and then how we can create a service entry sheet. Okay, so till here we have covered. And another side, when we are coming to the material side, maintain request for quotation, that quotation comparison, it's a part of core So we have not done these transactions, but we understood the concept. Purchase order, yes, we understood how we can create a purchase order, how we can release a purchase order, and how we can do the good receipt. Okay, so here majorly, okay, let me see there also. Okay, I will just mark the pending things. Pending is Myro. I need to explain this Myro. Basically, this is a finance transaction, but I'll let sometimes some interview used to ask this. I'll just mark it red. Okay, goods. Okay, production. This I'll explain this integration with PP. Okay, this is just direct integration. It is similar, if you remember, I have explained the integration of plant maintenance order. So this is similar, just we need to assign the WBS element to PP order. That's it. Okay, and then confirmation of production order is happening in the production order. Okay, based on that, the cost is coming on the production order, which can be settled to your project. So we need to understand settlement. Apart from that, here Ariba is okay because that is an additional thing which I need to take it separately. Okay, create sales order, release sales order. Okay, I will try, but actually here in sales order we understood what is the structure, what is the sales order header, what is the sales order item, how we can assign WBS element to sales order. So this portion we have covered. Create invoice, this is the actual transaction when your sales order is created, and then with reference to that, whenever you are going to do any invoice billing, that time this VF01 transaction has to be executed. Okay, so I will explain the production order and invoice verification. These are the two things, and then come back here in simulation project. I'll explain. Okay, project version. I'll explain this one.
Sir,
Yeah,
cats, you say you
cats, I will explain. See, I check the system. I will explain the concept here again. See, I'll try to show you in this system. This is a complete flow. Okay, I'll try to show you the system.
Sir, if you remember, I asked something about alternate hierarchy. You say I will check. You have find that thing. Alternate
Alternate.
hierarchies in PS something it was there in the information system you explained.
Okay. Alternative hierarchy. See, actually, alternative hierarchy, it's an additional hierarchy which we can create separately in information system to present your data in a separate hierarchy. Okay. Practically, if you see there here, whenever you are going with the different dimensions, let's say the WBS structure, you are having a fixed WBS structure. Okay, but if you want to see in different perspectives, so you can create an additional. But practically, I never seen that one, and I need to also check how we can create it. It's a part of configuration or business process
Yes,
steps.
no problem.
Okay,
Understood. Okay, no
but
problem.
here in PPM, we are having a similar kind of
Yes,
concept,
yes, you told us.
classification hierarchy
Yeah,
and
last
standard
year.
deviation.
Yes. Okay,
Okay,
no problem.
yeah.
Thank you. No problem.
So let me start from here.
Just one thing. You said try to remind me about. You say tell me about there are some other recordings you have. You will share the link something about that.
This I'll just add everybody in one my previous batch. Okay, that was also it help you to because sometimes some of sessions are very good in my previous
Yes.
sessions. Okay, so I'll add
Yeah,
you in the
kindly send.
previous.
Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
I'll do
We are
that.
waiting. Thank you very much.
Okay, so now 1 second. Here I need to check one more thing. Yes, okay. And apart from that, I need to explain the settlement and RA. Okay, so these are the major things which we need to cover. I'll just note it down here. Okay, so we are going in the sequence, exactly sequence version, and I'll just write it here, settlement and sorry, here settlement and RA. Okay. So I'll continue with the PPT presentation today, and then we'll go in the sequence. I'll cover. I'll prepare one plan how we are going to proceed with these topics. Okay, because now everything is in the shape, and we are just going to finalize the period and closing activities soon. So coming back to this presentation. Okay, in just a second. So in previous session, we discussed about the waterfall model or you can say ASAP methodology. So ASAP methodology after S4 HANA coming, we are not using this ASAP methodology much. Okay, however, it's depend on the type of project. Okay, because there are some constraints based on which you need to decide what strategy, what methodology you need to choose to implement the SAP. Okay, so here in ASAP methodology, we are having 5 phases: project preparation, BBP business blueprint, realization, final preparation, and go live and support. Project preparation, you are just selecting, you are discussing the requirement, collecting the requirement, legacy system study. Okay, you are understanding the requirement exactly, and then you are preparing as is document. Sometimes we are asking to the business also to submit as is document in our format. Then we are preparing to be document. So to be document is initial document, solution document. Okay, and then once it is finalized, then we are preparing BBP, business blueprint document. It will be signed by both the party, implementer and customer. Then based on this document, we need to implement the system. Okay, so this process is very time taking. Let's say if you are having 50 requirement, so these all 50 requirements has to be mentioned in BBP and has to be finalized first, and it has to be taken the sign, and then it will be implemented same time. All will be tested same time. Okay, and we need to go live everything at same time. Okay, so generally it used to take more time comparison to agile methodology or activity methodology. Here in agile or activity methodology, we can choose a particular requirement which we can go live first, and then in sequence in different sprints we can go live these requirements. So here in realization, the steps are the same. Here system configuration you are doing, development if any enhancement is required, unit testing within module, integration testing. It is a, let's say, a different module transaction testing. From, let's say if you are testing the procurement process, it is starting from your project WBS element and network activities, then service PR creating, then PO, then service entry sheet. So all the transaction has to be tested. And UAT is a user acceptance testing, where user need to test it and accept that as per our requirement system is ready. Then final preparation, it is the final preparation where we are preparing the migration strategies. So migration strategy basically, whenever if you are already having your existing project, how you can migrate the data of these projects. So first you need to migrate the master data, and then planning data, then commitment data, then transaction data. All these has to be sent in the sequence. Okay, so all these strategies has to be defined and template to upload the data. Okay, once then finally it will be go live on a particular date. So these are the steps, these are the phases in ASAP accelerated SAP methodology. Next we are having activate methodology. So activate is basically, in previous ASAP methodology we used to prepare everything from scratch. Let's say BEP, you need to write it from scratch. Okay, UAT document, you need to prepare the template from scratch. UT document, you need to prepare the template from scratch, everything. If you are preparing authorization matrix, you need to prepare. Okay, and you need to do configuration from starting. But here in SAP activate methodology, SAP has given in ready-made prepared things like configuration as per the business industry. Let's say if you are going for a specific industry, SAP has given already pre-exist configuration. Okay, apart from that, whatever the document you need, okay, for that already they are having written templates, so you just need to tweak it. Apart from that, they are already having roles created in the system, so no need to go from the scratch. Okay, so we are having lots of ready-made things. Okay, you just need to follow these steps. You need to just take a copy of existing things and you can proceed fast. So here in these steps, the phases of activate methodology is prepare, explore, realize, and deploy. These are the 4 phases: prepare, explore, realize, and deploy. Okay, because this methodology is derived from agile, so in agile we are having one more phase here, discover. Okay, and in last we are having run. So basically with activate, we used to call only prepare, explore, realize, and deploy. But as we are deriving it, so sometimes some interview used to ask also, what is a discover phase? What is a run phase? Okay, so discover basically here you are discovering experience cloud trial. You are already having some system, ready-made system, sample system, and you can just show to your client that these are the processes which we are having in the system, and you need to check what is suitable as per your requirement. Okay, so this is just rule-based trial experience tested on pre-configured business scenario. Here in prepare phase, when we are starting activity methodology, in prepare phase, we are preparing for the project activities. Who will be the project manager? Okay, and the consultant assignment, all project management activities has to be done. Okay, and then here also ready to run, optimize for S/4HANA model company. So standard company code will be taken and need to be explained. Okay, add additional best practices from the partner. So whatever the showcases you are having, examples you are having, you need to show to your customer. So you as a functional consultant, you are just involving to showcase, to show your existing system. Here in explore, this is the phase where you are exactly collecting the requirement. Explore, you are exploring the things, you are exploring the requirement. So what you need to do, that is already system is already seen by customer. Now they are having idea, yes, this is my process and how we are going to manage it. So initial idea they are having. So here what you are doing, you are scoping the solution. Okay, that let's say if we are saying we are going for project cost planning. So you already shown different methods: detailed cost planning, hierarchical cost planning, network cost planning, easy cost planning. So as per the business suitability, you are going to scope it that this is the process which we are going to adopt. We are going to choose ECP, easy cost planning, or we are going to choose network cost planning. Okay, so here you need to define the scope, everything, and then sample adaptation of best practices through self-services configuration. Here we will do the fit and gap instead of costly blueprint. So what we need to do, what we are doing, we are fitting and we are finding the gap. Fit to standard, we used to call it as a fit to standard also. So it means whatever we are having as of now in my hand, how it is fitting in your business process, and whatever gap is there, we are noting it down. So let's say if they are saying that whatever the costing models you have show us in your ECP, okay, it's not suitable for us. We need a separate as per my format. So we are taking the process, we are choosing the process of ECP, easy cost planning, but costing model need to be prepared separately. So my requirement is to prepare costing model as per business requirement. So this is my gap. Okay, so this gap has to be considered as a requirement. Okay, and we used to call it as a backlog. Okay, so whatever requirements you are having, and it will be in the form of user stories. User story, basically it's a requirement. Okay, and which has to be given by all the business people, or in SAP language we are calling them, it is a product owner. Okay, so product owner has to give all these requirement, okay, in the form of user stories, which will become a backlog. Okay, so we used to have two types of backlog in the system. One is a product backlog, another is a sprint backlog. Okay, so here in explore phase we are preparing complete list of backlog. Backlog will have the different requirement. Okay, and this requirement used to call it as a user stories, and user stories will be written in a particular format. Okay, and then all these things will be prioritized, and then it will be sent for the next stage. So here once everything is fine, once your requirement is finalized, okay, this will be the one the backlog will be signed by both the party, your business people and by you also. Okay, once it is done, then it will go for the realization. So realization is the place where you are exactly configuring the system, doing the development. Okay, All these activities will be done here, and then it will be tested here. If any gap is there, then again it will be taken back to here in the backlog. Okay, and once it is done, once it is finalized, then it will be deployed. Okay, so for example, if we have started with 10 requirement here, and we decided that out of these 10 we will give you 5 functionality first, and then in later stage, in second stage, we'll give you 5 balance. Okay, so when you were delivering these 5 functionalities, okay, then when we were discussing it, then some of additional things was added by business, so it will be considered in backlog again, and then it will be taken with the new stage, or you can say it's a sprint. Sprint is basically it's a 21 to 30 days of period where we need to perform all these transaction, or we need to perform all these activity to finish this work, whatever is mentioned here. So here in realization we are using sprint. So as the initial level, the interviewer will ask only the phase, okay, and what are the activities we are having in the activate. Then sometimes interviewer used to ask the question fit gap or fit to standard, in which phase we are doing. So it's explore phase. In realization phase, what we are doing, configuration we are doing. When we are using sprints will be in the realization phase, and once it is done, then we need to deploy the system, deploy the changes, and it will be go live. And then run phase, it is going to monitor only. Yeah, so here when we are saying activate methodology or SAP activate framework, means the practices. When we are saying framework, means we are having some practices which we are following to achieve our goals. Okay, so basically the SAP activate methodology or framework is having best practices to follow, guided configuration, and agile methodology. These all are the part of SAP activate. What is best practices? It is having ready-made scenarios optimized for S4 HANA, so it is helping us. Configuration, everything is ready already. Best practices for S4 HANA integration, migration, everything we are having. For upload the master data, we are having the templates. Okay, to upload the transactions, we are having templates, we are having programs. Okay, so no need to go with the scratch. In previously we used to go with the scratch to create all this program and then upload and then prepare the template. Everything we were doing manually or from the scratch. SAP BP creates processes or own processes. Guided configuration tool for asset assisted implementation. So we are having some specific systems which is going to be access for all these data. User and IT may access service tools for the implementation, contextualize content and knowledge on what will be implemented. Okay, so all these are available in guided configuration. Apart from that, we are having agile methodology which we are following to implement the SAP. So these are the phases which we are following. What is that? These are the phases: prepare, explore, realize, and deploy. Prepare, explore, realize, and deploy. This will be the cycle. And all these is being supported by best practices and guided configuration. Here you can understand more. It's more than enough to understand here at initial level. Prepare, what you are doing in prepare phase: project setup, roadmap and approach, initial system inclusion of best practices. You are just checking the best practices given by SAP. Then activate solution and rapid prototyping. So here you are in explore phase. You are just creating prototypes and you are showing to the business, and then solution fit gap you will check, and then delta design, whatever the delta is there you will prepare in the system, then again will show. Then delta backlog, whatever is requirement is there, you will prepare the backlog, and then you will send it for execution. Here sprint execution. Then walkthrough means testing whatever is prepared. Here it will be done the testing, demos. Okay, first demos will be done, and then it will be confirmed. So E2E testing, end-to-end testing, then operation setup means you are just ready to deploy it. Here in deploy phase, readiness and check, and then you will upload the data, cut over, and then go live. So if you are explaining in the same sequence, it's fine. Everything will be clear here because all the questions will be from these steps only. Okay, so jump start project with ready to run best practices. This is a part of prepare. Verify solution scenarios meet business needs. Capture backlog. This is a part of explore. And realization, you are doing tailored solution in the short time box sprints. And here in deploy, you are cut over and begin productive uses. Any question here, please? Okay, 1 second. Okay, here I'll show you from this slide here. Okay, how it
This
works.
rapid solution, this a rapid solution like business line wise configured, like for the rapid. Which system is that? Is the IDES system something or what is it?
Rapid solution, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is similar. Before S/4HANA, SAP has given that concept, rapid deployment solution. It was like, let's say, but for that, SAP was not opening that approach to everybody. They were having the templates and everything, and they used to go directly and they were deploying that solution. Okay, but it was not extended to everybody. Like all the companies were having their own scenarios, own system, but now it's the same generic. They have done it generic.
Generic me, I don't understand. Like, what do you mean?
See, rapid deployment solution means, let's say, if you are working in a particular, let's say, country, you understand the business requirement, you prepare one flow of the system. Okay, you prepare everything, configuration, document, BVP, and everything. Okay, then you are discussing with the customer that this is my solution which we are going to deploy. Okay, so 80 to 90% things you are already having in your hand, and 10% whatever is delta you were collecting, and then you were implementing it. So you are not asking much to the customer for the requirement perspective. You just showing the system, yes, this is my POC system, and now you compare, and whatever is delta is there, you just let us know. Okay, so this was the company specific. Let's say if I'm a Wipro, so I have prepared my own solution like this. If I'm a SAP, so they have prepared their own solution as per rapid deployment solution. Okay, and then you go directly, do the configuration, do everything okay as per those steps. But now whatever the guided configurations are there, it is available, you can say centrally available. Okay, it is not company specific, it is not implementation partner specific. Whatever the steps are being followed here, it will be available for all the implementation partners. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, now coming to here. Okay, here you will get some more idea about this activity methodology. Okay, here it is a prepare, explore, realize, and deploy. In prepare, you are doing initiate project, solution architecture. Then in baseline, in explore, what you are doing? Baseline build. Baseline build means basic configurations. You are checking, testing, checking. Okay, then what you are doing here? Prepare the backlog. This is the backlog. Backlog is nothing, just you are mentioning, you are collecting all the requirement and creating a priority of all the requirement. Then you will send it to the realization. In sprints, it will be taken separately. Then it will go for integration testing, then deployment. Okay, then again it will go to the next plan, then sprint is sprint is sprint. So it will be a cycle until unless the complete project is not implemented. So at initial level, to understand the ASAP and activity methodology, this much is okay. Otherwise, we are having certification in activity methodology. We are having certificated in agile. This is a completely very huge courses. Okay. Now let me come back here to explain the integration of SAP PPM, CPM, and EPC. But before that, if you are having any question, you let me know. I'll answer it.
Rama, I have a question here.
Yeah.
Like the first section I asked about the in project we have a collect PR indicator. So I done in my system, I assigned some materials. First case is PR is not getting generated. Second case is if PR is generated, like suppose I have 4 WBS, so amount will be dedicated from which WBS? That is the second point. Question I am little confused about this point.
Amount I didn't get you exactly.
Like I have 5 WBS in the same project. For each and every WBS I have 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. So in collective PR option, I given some materials, and suppose if in case PR is generated, then amount is directing from which WBS?
Collecting PR individually, all the WBS.
Okay.
All the WBS only. See, actually collective PR indicator, what it is doing, if you are not using collective PR indicator, system will create a separate PR.
Yes.
Let's say
right.
if you are having 4 different WBS element and you are having budget in 4 WBS separately, and then you have created network activities, and under activities you are attaching material and creating a PR. Okay, so for all different network activities, different PR will be created until unless you are not selecting as a collective indicator. So what you need to do at project definition level, you just mention that collective indicator, and then same you need to select in all the activities where you want to group it. So collective indicator, basically it is grouping all the activities to keep it in one PR. That is the use.
Okay, but in my system the PR is not generating. I given the materials and everything, budget
Maybe
and everything, but
you try to check with the guy, okay, if is there any gap. Otherwise you can check this this procurement indicator. If it is a material, okay, so in that case you need to select item category there. Okay, for inventory item it will be L, and for non-stock item it will be N. Okay, and that plant priority keep for project 1, then definitely it will work. You try to check that one.
sure, definitely I'll do it. And I have one more thing also. In control tab, in WBS, in control tab we have a statistical option. If I select the statistical option, the automatically cost center will come. So we get the cost center option.
Yeah.
So now my question is, I'm little confused about this. In basic tab, we have a cost center option, which is a responsible cost center and required cost center. And we have a cost center in control tab also. So why SAP has given 3 cost centers? What is the use of in basic cost center in basic tab and cost center in control tab?
Okay, I'll show you here. You are saying here we are having requesting cost center and responsible cost center. Okay?
Yes.
Apart from that, here in the control also we are having cost center, right?
Cost center. Yes.
Okay.
CTTR post. If I select the statistical option, this CTTR post will come.
If we are selecting it is okay. See, yes, what is this basically? This requesting cost center is the cost center, the department which is requesting for the project. Okay, and responsible cost center which is responsible to execute this project. So when we are going to do any actual entries, okay, that would be taken into my WBS element, right? And when we are going to settle it, so in that case it will go to the requesting cost center. Okay, requesting cost center. Let's say 10 USD you have incurred on WBS element. When you are settling, so who's the responsible, who's the owning this expense? Okay, that is your requesting, because you have requested only, you have to spend the amount. So from WBS it will be settled to the requesting. Okay, but what happens when you are selecting statistical? It is only for reporting purpose. It is only for reporting purpose, no actual posting. Okay, so what will happen with reference to this WBS element? Where exactly you want to see your statistical posting, statistical values? This is the cost center which you are going to mention it here. Okay, so here you will only use if you are selecting statistical.
Okay, if suppose if I given the request cost center and I given a statistical option cost center, so amount will be settled to the request cost center, right?
this WBS will not capture any actual cost, what you will settle. This is only information purpose. This WBS will become only for information purpose.
Okay.
In this case, the cost center will become the real object and WBS will be the statistical.
WBS will be statistical only, yes.
Yeah. Then cost center, that the guys when the WBS mean to say,
See, what if,
when we do this, yes.
what will
I'm
happen
trying to
here?
see this. Yes.
Against
Sorry.
WBS element, you cannot post any your accounting entries. Accounting entries will not be happening.
Okay. And sir, what is this transfer to project?
This scenario will be used when you don't want to, you just want this WBS only for information purpose, only for reporting purpose.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Okay, 1 second. Now let me go back to here in my topic. So here we were discussing PPM CPM.
Sir, can you again go to that screen? Just can you clear that statistical concept again?
Statistical, you cannot carry out any actual cost. Okay, you cannot post anything. This is just only for reporting purpose.
Means this WBS would be for means we are referring that WBS as statistical.
See, let's say if you just want to this maintenance, okay, you don't want to create any financial entry against this maintenance WBS element. You select it as a statistical. Okay, you select it as a statistical. Okay, and then what will happen? Whatever the cost you are posting against this WBS element, this will not be considered as actual cost. Okay, this will not be created as the actual cost. It will not show any FI document created. No document will be created. This is only for the reporting purpose. Sometimes you just want to show this as a report. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
So now coming here in PS and CPM integration. Okay, I'll just let you know. I'll explain the scenario. We already know in investment project. Okay, first we are creating an idea. Then once idea is approved, then we are creating a project. So in SAP PPM side, we are having item as an idea. Okay, we can create item as a project or item as an idea. So I'm considering item as a project. So when this item is created in PPM, you can transfer this item to PS. Okay, and here let's say this item you are having SAP implementation. This was the project. Okay, and the same SAP implementation you can transfer into PS. So whatever structure you are keeping here in the template, that will be copied to your PS. Okay, in PPM we don't have any account assignment object. You cannot post any actual cost or actual revenue on any object.